All right, this is part 2 or page 2 of the factoring by grouping. Let's go ahead and continue on. All right, so this is, again, let's just group it the way that it appears, and we'll see if we need to change it or not. So this is going to be 56xw plus 49xk squared, plus, and then we're going to go minus 24yw minus 21yk squared. All right, so it looks promising. Okay. 56 and 49, I can take out a 7, factor a 7, and factor out x's. So 56 divided by 7 is 9. No. 8. Sorry. 8w. Plus, and 49 divided by 7 is 7. Take out the x, and you will be left with k squared. Plus, negative 24 and negative 21. I think I have 3 in common, so minus 3, and they both have y, so factor out the y. And negative 24 divided by negative 3 is 8, which matches up with that. So 8w is left. And then negative divided by negative is positive. 21 divided by negative 3. Negative 21 divided by negative 3 is positive 7. Take out the y, so k squared is left. And surprisingly, it does match up. So we're going to go ahead and take this and factor it out. So what did we factor out? We factored out the 8w plus 7k squared. Okay, and we have left over the 7x minus 3y. Okay, next. 42mc plus 36md, group it together, plus, and then it has a minus, so minus 7n squared c minus 6n squared d. Whew. These are challenging. All right, find out between 42 and 36. I'm thinking 6, and they both have m, so I'm going to go and factor out 6m. 42 divided by 6 is 7c, plus 36 and 6 is 6. Take out the m, you have a d left over. Plus, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and factor it out. Doesn't look like they have anything common, so I'm going to factor out negative 1. And they both have n squares, so I'm going to go n squared. Right? So that's going to leave me with 7c plus 6d. And actually, that matches up as well. So I'm going to take this out. Which means I'm taking out 7c plus 6d because they both have it. And left over is going to be the 6m minus n squared. You can put the 1 if you like. Okay. 11. Go ahead and group it. 12bc minus 4bd. It looks like they have stuff in common. Plus, and then we want negative 15xc plus 5xd. Okay, it looks like I'm going to take out a 4 and a b, leaving me with 3 and a c. And take out the 4, take out the b, so it just leaves me with d. Okay. Let's take out a negative 5. And also, they both have x's, so take out x. So negative 15 divided by negative 5 is positive 3, and the x's goes away. You're left with c. Positive 5 divided by negative 5 is a negative 1. You can put 1 if you like. X goes away because you factor x out, and you're left with d. So if you look at this, you do have the same thing. 3c minus d and 3c minus d. So you're factoring out 3c minus d. You are left behind with 4b minus 5x. Right? So when you take these out, when you factor it out, you're essentially saying you're dividing them out, and which means that they're gone. So left over is going to be the 4b plus minus 5x, which is a minus 5x. Okay, so that's all you're saying. In case you didn't catch my lessons. 16mn minus 4m squared plus, and since this one's a positive 28, I just don't have to put another sign. I just have to put a plus to represent the terms in between, and then just a 28m minus 7m. Oh, that's an n, by the way. Okay, looks like I can take out 4 and an m. That will give me 4n and an m. 28 and negative 7. I'm going to say 7. No letters can, no variables can be factored. So it's 28 divided by 7 is 4. And then you have the n left. Divided by 7, you have the minus m left. You can see that they are similar in what they have. So I can factor that out. Factor that out. And I'm factoring out 4m minus m. And I have left behind 4m plus 7. (5a squared z) minus 4a squared c. So it looks like I can factor out the a squared. Okay. So because I see it now, I'm going to go ahead and write it down ahead of time. Okay. And I'm going to do the rest. Plus 15xz minus 12xc. So it looks like I can factor out x's, but also 3. Okay. So just doing the math while I'm writing it down. So if I factor a squared, it will leave me with 5 and z. If I factor a squared, it will leave me 4 and c. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And factor out the x, it will leave me with z. And you can see it matches over here. So I can pretty much say that's going to be 4c. And 12 divided by 3 is 4. So yep, that does work. And the x goes away, and you have a c left. Okay. Right. So this right here, we can go ahead and take that out. And this right here, go ahead and take that out. So what are we factoring out? 5z minus 4c. What do we have left behind? What left behind is an a squared from that first chunk, and plus 3x is that second chunk. Okay, this one here, 4xy plus 6. Looks like I can take out a 2 minus, and then you have a plus, and then minus x minus 24. Y. It looks like I can't do anything yet, so they're not gonna look. So if I do that, so let's just see what happens. I'll have 2xy plus 3, which is pretty nice. But here I can't do anything. Maybe take out a negative, so I'll have a plus negative 1, but I'll be left with x plus 24y. You can see that these right here do not match. Okay, which means got to go back to the drawing board and regroup them. So maybe 24, maybe 4x and y and 6 doesn't belong together. Okay, so maybe we let's put 4xy and minus x together. Oops. So this one's the first one that actually did not work the way that it was suggested. So minus x. And then I'll put in plus 6 minus 24y. Okay. So I'm going to group them with 4. Whoa, tweaking out on me. So 4x. What the heck? Uh-oh. Okay, guys. I think I'm going to call it quits. Sorry about that. That's pretty cool. Oh, look at that. Pretty. All right, but whatever I was doing, it's Remember, I'll just group it according to how I did it right now, and that should work. Okay, that should work out. Take out the x, so you'll be left with 4y minus 1, and take out the 6. Yep, and you'll be left. Wait a minute, does that work? Gosh, what is going on here? Let's see. You take out. You take it. Oh, no, we don't want that. Let's see. You take out x, you'll be left with 4y. Yeah, that'll still work. 4y minus 1. And we take out 6, you'll be left with 1 minus 4y. So the first part, you should take out x. Okay, listen to what I say. Okay. You know what? Let me see if I can start this up again. No, don't say that. Oh, you guys have to excuse me for a second. Desktop, I want pre-cal. By day, second semester. Yep, I have my whole year broken down by day, guys. Okay. So sorry about that, rest. Okay, let's see. Let's try this again. That was this one here. Okay. Takes a little bit, lags a little bit at the beginning. Okay, so if we group it with, oh, much better, 4xy minus x plus, and then we group it with 6 minus 24y. Okay, so like I was saying, if you factor out an x, 1x. This thing is not liking me today. Uh-oh. Whew, thought I did the same thing again. We factor out an x, we're left with 4y minus 1. And we factor out 6, we're left with 1 minus 4y. You can see that these are opposites. They're not the same. So I'm thinking, you know what, let's factor out a negative 1 from the back as well. So it means that we should have factored out by negative 6. Okay, but it's okay. So let's write it like this. And we factor out one more negative 1, that'll be negative 6, right? And the negative 1 divided by negative 1 would be negative 1. Negative 4y divided by negative 1 would be positive 4y. So it actually just switches them around. And now you can see that these are the same. So you're actually factoring out 4y minus 1, and left over will be x minus 6. Okay, last two. I'm not sure why it did that weird thing, but it does it sometimes. You can't really trust computers. 28xy plus 25. I'm thinking 28 and 25 doesn't have anything in common, so I'm not going to use those because it's a fail from here. Okay, 28 is even. You can divide by 4 and 7 and 2s, but 25 you can only divide by 5. So you know what? I don't think that's going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and group the 25 with the 35. Okay, so I'm actually going to add 28xy with a positive 20y. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, and I can already see this. They both have 4s in common, and they both have y's. So 28 divided by 4 is 7 with x left over. 20y divided by 4y is going to be 5. Okay. Second part. Okay, right now I use a 28xy and I already used a 20y. So second part, I'm going to group the. I'm actually going to put a 35x in the front, and then put a 25 in the back. So these are actually a little bit more difficult, but it's just a matter of grouping. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and factor out 5s. And 35x divided by 5 is 7x. 25 divided by 5 is 5. So you can see that this works out perfectly because this right here is the same, and I can factor both of them out, the 7x plus 5. Okay, left over, 4y plus 5. Okay, last one. I'm going to group the 30uv with the 30u plus the 36u squared and the plus 25v. Okay, so 30 and 30, and they're both u's, so I can actually factor out 30 u's. Okay, leaves me with v and leaves me with 1. That's pretty nice, actually. Okay, right here, 25 and 36. Ooh, that does not work. They don't have anything in common. So, you know what? Back to the drawing board. Let's see. Let's do this. Okay. So grouping in another order, right? In another fashion. I'm going to go ahead and put 36u squared along with a 30 UV. Okay, let's see if that works. Yeah, they both have U's. Here, let me get rid of this. You guys don't need this anymore, do you? I might need a little extra space. Okay, so if you take out a U and you take out divided by 2, let's look at my calculator. Okay, just to keep track of stuff. Okay, so 36 divided by 2 gives me 18, and 30 divided by 2 gives me, so 18 and 15. There's still 3 in there, so I can divide by 2, and then I can still divide by 3, so 6. Okay, and I didn't catch that in the beginning. So 36, if I divide by 6, that's 6, and 30, if I divide by 6, that's 5. So that's actually pretty bad, not bad. So if I divide by 6 u, that's going to leave me with 36 divided by 6 is 6, and u, 1 u left. 36 divided by 6 is 5, and if I divide by u, I'll be left with v. The second part, I'm going to go ahead and use the 30u and the 25v. So I'm going to go 30u plus 25v. So what can I divide both 25 and 30 by? So I'm going to say 5. This one's pretty easy. And you can't divide any of the v's with u's because they each have their own separate, right? So you can't actually have something in common with the variables. But hey, I think this is enough. 30 divided by 5 is 6u, and you can see it matches with this. And then plus 25v divided by 5. 25 divided by 5 is 5. You get the v, and it matches here. So I think we're good. So what do we got? We got this right here. We're going to go ahead and factor it out to be 6u plus 5v. And then left over is 6u plus 5. And some of you guys might be thinking, yes, you can put it in the front if you like. Okay? Either way is fine. All right. So the last couple ones was a little tricky, right? But hopefully you learned a thing or two, or